Good morning. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie. I am so glad to have you here today. We are going to be blessed with my good friend Dave Crysler as our guest today. So make sure, let everybody know, and let's have a good time. Here we go. Do you want to know how amazing people connect? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie.
Thanks for connecting. And if you like what you hear, please share.
Special thank you to our sponsors of Marketing with Russ, the Hounds of Business Communities, Young Life and Young Lives, Guild Mortgage and Buddy Puckett, and Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer. For more information on the Hounds of Business Community and Mike Asherbrenner, go to Mike Asherbrenner or the Hounds of Business Community on LinkedIn. For more information on Young Life and their Young Lives program, go to younglives.younglife.org. For more information on Guild Mortgage and Buddy Puckett, go to bpuckett@guildmortgage.net for the information about their services. And finally, for Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer and the support of families and individuals going through cancer, go to perspectivesoncancer.com. All music by Connor Hedge and Protestant, used by permission. Ta-da! Here we are, everybody. It is a good day and a good morning for me. Glad to be here with you today and so thankful. This is Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie, and we are here for your viewing and listening pleasure. That's right, we go live stream every Monday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then it sits on the platforms we broadcast, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube forever. Now, this morning I'm going to tell you we're having some issues on Facebook, so if you're trying to watch there, jump to LinkedIn or YouTube. All the links are in the ads, so you can jump to any of those. But it looks like it is not broadcasting on Facebook this morning, so just wanted to FYI that. And also want to make sure that you know that it also converts to audio podcast after this, which is great because then if you don't have time to watch, you can listen on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, whatever your favorite podcast platform is. So you got those opportunities. And so we're so thankful that you're here today. It is an amazing, amazing opportunity for me and a blessing to come to you every Monday and Thursday and just be able to share amazing people like Mr. Dave Crysler, my good friend, who I haven't been able to talk to forever. So I had to book him on the show so I could talk to him. So yes, it's great to have him here this morning. And I just want to start by telling everybody, I love manufacturing. I'm excited about this conversation. It's going to be good. But first, a couple quick things. Need to let you know. Well, let's see. Where are we going to start today? What is the show all about, right? How amazing people connect. Dave is definitely one of those people, one of those amazing people. And I'm just so blessed to be connected to him and blessed to have him as my friend. I'm just really honored with so many amazing friends that actually come on the show. So it is great. Listen, I love to connect with you and with everybody. Best way to do that is at russhedge.com. Let's see. Boop, boop, boop. russhedge.com. There you go. All the information about me is there. My inspirational speaking, my marketing coaching, my live stream producing. Also, you can connect with me just about any way through all the social media, through email, phone number. You can even schedule time directly on my calendar and you can Zoom with me. I would love to do that. I'd love to connect with you personally and just share the wisdom that I have gained or I am gaining through my journey that I'm going through currently and how that it reflects on life and all that is good in life. And so just like to focus on the positive. So also would love for you to join our YouTube page. You know what? It's really simple. Just go to marketingwithruss.live. So, let's back up here. If you know my name, you know how to get to my website, russhedge.com. Super simple. If you know the name of this show, you can get to my YouTube page, marketingwithruss.live. Go there today if you're not already subscribed. Why? Because there is thousands of guests that are there for your viewing and listening pleasure, but also all their contact information is there. So if you listen and you think, I love this Dave guy, you can connect directly with him. It's all right there for you. Super simple. And so you want to go check that out today. Also, if you would be so kind to just share this out this morning, let people know, tag your friends, tell everybody, whoop, whoop, Marketing with Russ is on live. Unless you're trying to watch on Facebook, switch to LinkedIn or YouTube and you'll be good because we are on live. So there you go. And a couple quick last things. Don't forget, copy of Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose, available along with my other collaborative anthologies that I did with amazing people that were #1 international bestsellers, #1 on Amazon, all available, believe it or not, at russhedge.com or go to Amazon or any online booksellers, you'll find that. So would love for you to pick up a copy of that. If you want to be inspired and encouraged, pick up Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose. And I'll let you know, I had a little lag in time because of all the health challenges I've been having, but I'm back working on my follow-up. That is the lion's share of it is done. I'm just working on putting the rest of it together. And that is Life Happens and Then You Choose, follow-up to this book. So sometime in 2025 is my hope that I'm going to be able to get that out. It was challenged last year, wasn't able to do that, but I'm really hoping that I can get that out this year. So look for that. All right. And last but not least, every Monday and Thursday, we do the marketing tip of the day. And I think you're going to like this. This is a good one. These are little tidbits of wisdom that I hope blesses you, that hope sends your life in a positive direction. They get cut out separately. So we're going to do it now, and then it'll get cut out, put on YouTube Shorts, on social media, all that separately as the marketing tip of the day. So if you really enjoy this, please comment on it, but also share it with your friends. You can just share the marketing tip of the day, and it's always less than a minute long. So it is going to be a good one. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. This is your marketing tip of the day. Personally reach out. That's it. That's as simple as that. Personally reach out, because you personally makes all the difference in everything you do. So many times we email people, we try to connect in different ways, which are good all within themselves, but there's nothing like you personally reaching out, especially if you're able to be in person. Now, a lot of people, like my good friend Dave here, we have to Zoom and do things like that. That is still personally reaching out because you're still talking to them face to face. But it's even better when you can be in the same room. But whatever works for you and wherever people are, personally reach out today, because it will bless them. You can encourage them. You can actually communicate better all the value that you have to them in their life and what your business can do for people. So whether it's personal or business, when you personally reach out, you make more of a connection, make more of an impact. So don't forget, personally reach out. And that is your marketing tip of the day. All right, there we go. All done with that. That'll get cut out. We're going to get Dave in this room and get things started. Mr. Dave Crysler. Brrr. Hey, Dave.
You need that applause button, Russ.
Reminds me of that Sinbad movie where he's what is that? House Guest. Have you seen that movie?
No, I don't think so.
Oh my goodness. If you have never seen House Guest, I'm telling you, you and your wife sit down tonight and watch House Guest. It is the funniest movie, but he's talking about himself and how he won all these prizes and did all these things. Very funny. At the end, he's going doing the crowd noises. Yeah. So anyway,
I love it. I
Craziness.
love it.
How are you doing,
Great to
Dave?
see you, my friend.
Yeah, great to see you too. I really, really appreciate you coming on. I know you're busy, and so we're going to jump right to it and just say,
Right.
who in the world is Dave Crysler? What are you up to these days?
Yeah, all kinds of stuff, Russ. But thanks for having me on. For anybody that doesn't know me, my name's Dave Crysler. I own an operations focused consultancy where we work with manufacturing leaders mostly, also some service based businesses, but helping them to optimize their operations. And, I get some questions from time to time. What does that really mean? Right? It means planning, people, process, and technology, helping folks to leverage those things, build better systems, drive growth within their business, improve culture, right? Impact profitability and cash flow, all of the things that we know we need to do in order to grow our businesses. So excited to be on here with you, Russ, and always look forward to this conversation.
Well, I can tell you what I love about you, Dave, is your strength is my weakness. So I learn. I learn all the time. It is. Hey, uh, a lot of times, actually, people have had to tell me at times, you know, you already have systems going. I said, I do. When I first started, this shows you how much I focus on that. When I first got going, I have big visions, and I'm great at reaching out to people. I'm great at connecting and building community and giving purpose. But when it comes to systems, I was doing my live streams at the beginning, and I think you and I've talked about this before, Dave. And somebody said to me, and it might have been you, who knows? I told them what I was doing, and they go, well, there you go. You've actually got systems already built. You just have to put them down, have them all together, which helped a ton when I work with my amazing teammate ever who does all the hard work in the background. I just wrote out all the systems that I thought, wow, I really do have systems. I really do have this, but definitely not my strength. So when people are coming to you and they're saying, I have got, I am good at what I do and I've got great visions, but I really don't know how to put the systems together. Where do you start?
Yeah, I mean, to your point, right? Even not having a system or a defined system is a system, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, for me, the first thing is all about defining what a system is. I think there's a lot of confusion, even amongst thought leaders and experts, right? What exactly is a system? Most people think it's specific to technology. These days, most systems do include technology, but certainly there are systems that exist without technology, right? So for me, again, I go back to the definition. It's all about planning, people, process, and mostly technology, right? We can't execute, some series of tasks without understanding, how does that come together, right? What are the steps that we need to take? Do those steps live within, a notebook? Do they live within a checklist? Do they live in some sort of technology? Um, so for me, it's all about documenting that. Like, what are we doing today? Right. And there's a bunch of different ways you can do that. I love process mapping activity. And again, you can do that just writing down on a legal pad. You could do that on a SaaS platform. You could do it with a blank wall and a bunch of sticky notes, but understanding what you're doing today, even if it's not much, right? And then taking each one of those touch points, each one of those steps, and saying, hey, what are some things that we probably don't need to be doing? Because my guess is that within those series of touch points, you're probably doing some things that we could probably eliminate. If we can't eliminate them, we could certainly look to delegate or automate them. So, as you start to define and develop the system, get that documentation out, then you can start to look for some opportunities and prioritize some opportunities to ultimately work towards kind of an automation, or putting that inside of a tool or technology to be able to execute it more consistently, or reduce the number of touch points or errors, kind of all of those types of things. So I'll pause there. There's a lot to
Well,
unpack already.
yeah, there were so many mic drops. I don't even know where to start, but this is where I like to start. I'm big on keeping it simple. I'm a simple minded kind of guy. I love what you said because a lot of people say, where do I start? Right? Get your pen out, get your scratch pad out, and start scratching down what you're doing and what you're trying to come up with systems for. And I
Yep.
think many times, just like I did, people will find out that they actually do have some systems already.
Yeah.
I mean, they've already got some together. Now, they need somebody like you to refine them and help them in all they're doing. When it comes to manufacturing too, because I think that could be more complicated at times. Manufacturers have these big books full of all of this technical data, which I look at and I'm like, "Yeah, I just set it down." That's pretty much what I do with that because I don't understand all that. But if you're trying to communicate with them and you're trying to have systems within what they do, don't get lost in the technical data, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Keep it simple and start putting down the points of really what needs to be accomplished and come up with a simplistic view. Even complicated manufacturers, engineers, and all of that, I think really like to boil it down to simple points of what they're trying to accomplish and do, right, Dave?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, and manufacturing is a great example from the perspective of, when you go into a manufacturing company, right, or anything that's related to it, and you can apply the same thought process within a service-based business as well. But how that product, comes together, right? They've been an expert. They've produced this, widget, let's call it, for in most cases years, if not decades. And the thing that, as it relates to systemization, the thing that often kind of gets overlooked, and I know this was something that I struggled with for a really long time. We're kind of trained to seek efficiency, right? Like we're always looking for these opportunities to increase efficiency within kind of our realm, right? Within our specific series of processes or systems, department systems, what have you. And so that's one aspect, right? But if we're talking about specifically a manufacturing company and we want to do something like increase our productivity, increase our throughput, what we actually have to do is something very counterintuitive. We actually have to look at your entire business at a whole. So look at your whole entire business as a system. And that's a different mindset, a different view than how we're kind of typically trained to look at process within our given, department or work center or work cell, what have you. So there's a bunch of different views when it comes to, systemization and, process improvement and all of those things. And again, that's, all of this stuff. I love this phrase, right? All of this stuff is simple, none of it's easy, right? And it's not easy because it takes time. It
Right.
takes kind of practical application and experience with these things to know, hey, what happens when this happens? How do we react when this, set of things are true?
Right.
Right. So it becomes a lot more in depth than just saying, like, hey, we have to document what we're doing and looking for opportunities to improve or automate. That can certainly be an aspect of it, but that's not always, where those initiatives stop.
Sure. And I love what you said too, because simple is not easy. There's a lot of things that are really pretty simple, but you're just not doing them because they're not easy because they take work and you've got to
Yeah.
move through. And to become more productive and more profitable in your business, you've got to nail these things down and be more intentional about what you're doing. I think that is really, you know, um, I'm all about perspective, right? I talk about the power of perspective, keeping a good perspective on things. And I think a lot of times people's perspective on their business becomes overwhelming and paralyzing. And so they need to start with a perspective that, like you said, let's take a look at the whole company. Let's boil down what we're doing. Let's start jotting down some notes on a yellow scratch pad and start taking some simple steps to align with what we really need to accomplish. Keep it simple because the simpler you keep it, the easier it is for your team to do and the more productive and profitable you're going to be. On top of that, too, is always making it um, something that works good. I think with a team, talked a little bit about this, getting their perspective and their insight on things to help with the systems to be more productive and profitable. Because a lot of times the boots on the ground are uh, the best source for good productivity and profitability. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've gone into an organization where, leadership kind of says, hey, we can't get this to happen. We can't get reliable people to show up to work. We can't, hire new people. We can't, fill in the blank. And then I'll go and walk out onto the floor and talk to the people that are doing the work, and I'll hear things like, "Oh, we can't get leadership to listen to us." I've had all these different ideas, and we've tried this. Nobody wants to hear what we're saying. And what's really missing in that, and again, I'll go back to a story from my early leadership days, is as you're unpacking all of these different things, like when you're in that leadership role, you're kind of surrounded by those fires every single day. Every day you've got, an unlimited number of opportunities to derail your day for, problem solving, really. And so because you're inundated with that, you're constantly thinking about, man, what's our kind of strategic goal? How are we going to get there? And then how do I prioritize those things I really need to tackle? So because you're constantly thinking about it, what I used to do is jump like right over the why and the what to the how, because I was thinking about, it was like all consuming. I was thinking about, well, what if we tried this? That's not going to work for this reason, that reason, this reason. What if we try this? That's not going to work. Oh, this may work here. And so again, over the course of time, it could be days, could be weeks, could be months, right? That you start thinking through and ideating. When you're ready to roll that thing out to the rest of the team, oftentimes, again, at least my story was, years ago, I would jump right over the why and the what. Like, why are we even doing this? Right. So it was like, it was foreign to people because they didn't know the why, right? They didn't know the what, which is all real, we really need to do from a leadership perspective. People are concerned, like, what's the impact on me? Is this going to make my life easier? Is it going to make my life harder? Am I going to have to worry about, getting let go because of all these changes and, all these different things? So, when we can take a moment to, start with the why and the what, and then bring people into the how and give them a voice and allow there to be space for, ideating together and kind of saying like, this is why it's not going to work. Or, maybe we could take an idea from this person and a part of an idea from this other person and, put these things together. I heard this really great phrase that I want to make sure I bring up. It was from Bob Emiliani. If you're not following Bob, you should definitely follow Bob. He's on LinkedIn, just an amazing thought leader in the space. But he kind of coined this idea, instead of brainstorming that we all know to be true, to switch it to try storming. And try storming is all about saying like, no idea is a bad idea because we've not tried it yet, right? So it's about trying different things, unpacking, and seeing ultimately what the best potential solution is, right? So that's where we struggle a lot, from that leadership to the people doing the thing. We're so inundated with problem solving from the leadership perspective. Oftentimes we skip right over the really important stuff, the why and the what, and jump into the how. So again, I'll pause there. That's a lot to unpack.
Yeah. You're full of so much good information. I don't even know where to start. But this is what I love about that, because people are always going to say, how am I going to do it? You're right. That's where everybody jumps to, right? How am I going to do it? We need
Yep.
to get back to, and this is something that I do on a different level than you, but is always focused on why. Why, first of all, why in the world did you get up this morning, Dave? Why, what is your purpose in life and what are you trying to accomplish? And then why do you go to your job? Why do you go to your business? If you
Yeah.
if you know those things, that takes so much stress and tension off your life. And it also gives you encouragement. So, for example, and I know you're this way, and I am definitely this way. Um, and this is what keeps me going, even when I don't feel good. I love what I do.
Yeah.
I know why I do what I do. And so I will never fully retire, no matter how uh, disabled I am to be able to work. I will always be able to do some of what I do because I love what I do, because it's all around people. I can always connect with people. I can always be a blessing and be of value and inspiration to people, right? And so when people get in their job and they don't know why they're doing their manufacturing job, they don't know why the team is doing it, the company, what's going on, there's going to be a lot of disunity and a lot of issues. When you have all that, that just starts right from the very beginning causing problems, that's kind of steamrolls, and is going to always hamper your production and your productivity and your profitability for sure.
Yeah.
So those are things we just got to bring everybody in, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think that from kind of a bigger picture perspective, right? I think when people hear what you just said, I think a lot of folks kind of immediate reaction is, it's like pie in the sky. It's like, hey, we can't all love what we do. We can't all, have, it's not all puppies and rainbows every single day. And I think that's an easy throwaway for people, because the
Yeah.
reality is when you create an environment where people feel heard, where people feel as though they're contributing, where people are paid appropriately, right? They're rewarded and compensated for their contributions. I think you do create that. That doesn't mean people don't have bad days. That doesn't mean that you can't have a bad day when you're, in a leadership role. Yeah, go
Right. And
ahead.
let me interrupt you right there. Just I'm going to let you keep going, but I want to say to people, you can always love what you do, but like you're just saying, that doesn't mean that every day is a good day. That doesn't mean you love every day. It's true. You know what people
Yeah.
say to me, you're Mr. Positive. You have a positive perspective and mindset all the time, don't you? I'm like, I said, "You're kidding me. Talk to my beautiful wife." You know what? Life happens, right? But then, just like my next book, then you choose where you're going. Are you gonna go to the root love and purpose and why of that you're doing things? You can still have purpose. You can still love them. You can still really keep a good perspective, and just keep moving through the challenging times because they're going to come, right?
Yeah.
They're going to come, and that's where I think people, like you said it's an easy throwaway. Exactly. It's an easy back door. Whoop, I'm out the back door. No, it's not happening. So I'm out of here, right? No.
Yeah.
That's when the going gets tough, the tough get going, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, it's easy to say, hard to do, right? Like, and
Yeah.
and there's a lot of imperfect action, right? Like, there's a lot of people that have been talking about, especially from a process perspective, but defining goals. And again, it's so much more important the actions that we take. That doesn't mean that you can't have setbacks. It doesn't mean, again, that you can't have bad days and all of those types of things.
Right.
It's really about the work we put in on the daily, though, right? Like, are we showing up? Are we trying to speak to the why? Are we trying to, address the what for folks? Are we trying to bring people into the conversation? Like, one of the most powerful things that I can share with anybody in a leadership role that has maybe struggled with some of these things, and again, is something I've had to do personally. So I share it from my own story, right? It's not me on the soapbox saying like, this is the stuff you should do. This is literally the things I've had to do. It's how I've learned these lessons. But I was not a great leader for a really long time. I was young and arrogant and thought I knew a lot of things that I had no idea, about. And, ultimately the best advice, right, is like own that. Like, just own that and say, look, I have not been the best, and here's what I want to do. And here's why I want to do it. Here's how, I think it's going to impact you guys. And I would love if you guys can help to hold me accountable for this. I know I'm not going to be perfect moving forward. I want to be able to communicate more openly. I want to, kind of do all of these different things. Right. And when you kind of own the mistakes of your past and, kind of present the team, if you will, with a vision to move forward, all of a sudden, and again, it's not everybody's just going to jump up and give you high fives and say, "Oh my gosh, this is so amazing," right? You're still going to have people that, have those negative attitudes and, all the like, right? But there's going to be some people that are open to this idea of like, "Wow, I didn't know, Dave's finally kind of recognized, that this wasn't the right thing. And boy, I'm going to give him an opportunity," right? And it's just the opening that you need to kind of shift this perspective, make the turn of the page, right? And again, tell people, look, it's taken you a really long time to get to whatever your current state is. That could be complete disarray, or that could be, we just taken a couple of steps back. And it's going to take some time to walk out of this, right? To get some infrastructure in place, to openly communicate what our ideas are, to bring people into the conversation of how can we grow this, business strategically and towards our growth goals. And again, that means a bunch of different things to a bunch of different people based on where we're starting, right? But
Right.
yeah, like there's an opportunity, a real opportunity to kind of make those personal connections back to what you initially said opening the
Right.
show.
Yeah.
And that's the stuff that moves the needle, like it has in my past. It has for the really difficult assignments that I was given, when I worked for somebody. And even today, it's the reason I can go into an organization today being a complete stranger, right? Complete third party stranger that doesn't know anything from anything about the people or the challenges or all of that, and find success because I'm connecting with people one to one and looking for those opportunities to make
Right.
that meaningful conversation and connection, and to connect it right to what we're actually trying to do. And
And
when you're
the,
in that role every day, it's really challenging. You really
yeah.
have to show up and put in the work.
Well, and that's exactly it. And we could keep talking because this is an amazing conversation, but we're out of time. So I'm going to just tell you that two things I really grabbed out of all of those gold nuggets, all of those mic drops in that last bit of information is continue to show up, continue to show up, and always bring people in the conversation. I think these are two things that are vital because consistency, just continuing showing up no matter what you're doing in life, always is going to get you through those rough times. And people say, "Oh, yeah, you have no idea what I'm going through." No, I don't. You're right.
Yeah.
But I've been through a lot of rough times myself. And I know that in spite of that, if you continue to show up at your ability level, I'm not saying you did something every day and physically now you're not able to do that, but you keep showing up as you're able, you will always get through those because you know what? You've always made it through your bad days. You made it through 100% of your bad days so far because you're still here. Anybody who's watching, right? And so
Yeah.
keep hanging on there. And when you bring people in the conversation, it shows them you care. It helps to resolve no matter what is going on in any business, in any life. And I just think those two things are vital. So with that, I'm going to let you have the last word. Give us your golden nugget, your tip of the day that you want people to make sure they don't forget, and let everybody know how they get in touch with you. Go for
Yeah.
it.
Thanks, Russ. I think the thing I'd leave with people, and it's something that's been coming up in a lot of conversations recently, is this idea around clarity, consistency, and accountability. And having those be, some foundational pillars for anything that you're doing. Without clarity, it's going to be nearly impossible to be consistent. And if you're not consistent and you don't have clarity, it's impossible to hold people accountable to anything. So that's the one idea that I think I'd like to leave with people. As far as reaching out, happy to connect. I'm super active on LinkedIn, so reach out there. You can find me on our website as well.
And all that information magically appeared below you as you were speaking. So everybody listen, the information in the comments, in the show notes, it's all clickable. So you don't have to remember it. You don't have to do a thing. All you got to do is click on it. And there you go. You're straight to Dave. And I highly recommend you connect with him because he is a gold mine of information and value. And don't forget when you subscribe to our YouTube page, not only do you have all the information about Dave, but you have all the information from his previous shows he's been on. This is, I think, your fourth time at
I don't know,
least, maybe
something.
fifth.
It's certainly been a few.
It's been a few and been on a few shows. So it's all there about him and about other people. Just go to marketingwithruss.live, everybody. But number one, all of this stuff that we're giving you is clickable. So it's easy to do. So let me back up. It's simple to do, but sometimes it obviously isn't easy because people don't do it. So it's simple. Just do it. Just do it, everybody. There you go. All right, Dave, I want to tell you what a blessing you are to me. I'm going to send you to the green room and say goodbye, but hang tight for just 1 second. I'll be right there.
Thanks, Russ.
You bet. Oh, my goodness. Well, I don't even know what to say. This show was action packed with all kinds of great stuff. No matter how I am feeling, people like Dave fire me up and get me excited about what's going on. And so I want to tell you today that you definitely need to connect with him. There's so much good information there. And I'm going to give you his connection information there again on the screen, as well as it's sitting there in the comments and the show notes. Connect with Dave today and any of our guests that you find to be of value. So, want to thank you again and remind you we're here every Monday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie. Appreciate everybody. All of you are such a blessing to me. Appreciate you praying for me and doing so many great things. Just want to thank our sponsors one more time. Hounds of Business Community, you can find them on LinkedIn. Mike Asherbrenner, Young Life and Young Lives here in Oregon. All their information is there. And Guild Mortgage and Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer. We are also listener supported. What does that mean? Scan that QR code or tap the link that's in the comments or the show notes. You can give to this, I call it a ministry, being able to bless others with great value. People like Dave Crysler, who are out there doing amazing things. We can't do this without you, and I'm so thankful for all of your support. And so go look at that today. And with that, I'm going to just give you a big thanks and tell you that next, let's see, what is the date today? This Thursday, there you go. This Thursday, we will be on again. Yes, we will. And with another great, amazing guest. Please share the ads that come out with all your friends. In fact, the ads for Thursday are already out. Please share those with your friends, but don't forget to go back and share this one as well, because even after the fact, people can watch on replay. So just put hashtag team replay, say hi, let us know you watched. We'd love to have you watch on replay if you missed most of the show. And with that, I'm just going to tell you again, I'm blessed. Thanks so much. Have a blessed, an amazing week. It's going to be good. I'm trusting God. It's going to be good. Go with me. See ya. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie. Be sure to subscribe in your favorite podcast app so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an amazing day.